There is another important factor here. There are some important cards that are dead. Now, the player behind these two players, ace king, has king queen. That's one less king in the deck that could be spiked in order for Postle to win. But the first two players folded hands that had a 4, or two of the first three players rather. So the net effect here is probably worse for Mike overall. But my question would be, did he watch those early folds relative to these later ones? But let's get into that a little bit later. Either way, it's important to know that this player also does have a king. So king queen folds, and now the action's on Mike. But one thing that I find very strange about what's happening while this is going on is let's watch Mike while these other players are making decisions. We see Moneymaker raise, and now the action's over to this player with king queen. And Mike is staring into his lap. What is he looking at? What's down there? I've also heard from multiple players that Mike often has his phone on his lap, or that he's even said that he keeps his phone on his lap. Where is he looking? Let's think about this big picture. One guy raises ace king, one guy 3-bets ace king, some other guy is tanking. You're looking at your phone in your lap, and then ultimately decide to go with 5-4 offsuit into two players who both have ace king. Yeah. I'm learning as I make the video here because I was wondering to myself, what is he doing when he bends over and looks intensely at those chips? I went back to before the hand, and you can see quite clearly Mike is on his phone. He puts in his left hand, and he scoots under the table. Now, there are a couple different angles that we see of other players, so we don't know what happened to that hand in between. I don't want to be accused of crafty editing tricks. Look, he's looking at his chips. No, this is what you do to look on the floor, to look in your lap, to look at something that fell. That's what you do that for. You don't do that to check your chips out. He's looking at something under the table. And we know his phone's in his left hand, and his left hand is still under the table. Now, watch what happens when this player points at him. He probably says, it's your turn to act or something. Watch the way that he reacts. His reaction is almost like he's gotten called out. He all of a sudden stops shuffling his chips. He leans way back, and then he turns his wrist over in his lap and shows his arm. So there's some sleight of hand stuff going on under the table, and now he's in an upright position, showing his body entirely. Here's where this gets really interesting. At 3:08:08 in this stream, we freeze frame. We can see something. It's very slight, but it's certainly there. Something silver in his hand being flipped over. What color is his phone? Well, it's also silver.
And we chopped.
Okay.
So in the three-way all-in pot, what's supposed to happen is all the money goes in the middle. I get half of it, and they get quartered.
Right.
So I should have won half the pot.
Right.
Just because both players are friends of mine, and for the sake of getting to the next hand, and because I don't worship money like a lot of people do.
Me neither.
Like, I just said, look, everyone just everyone pull your chips back and let's go to the next hand. And like literally, like the whole table is like, wait, what? Like, you do realize that you're supposed to be winning money here.
Oh, so
like, I don't even care.
You're supposed to win like $3,000, and you just gave them their money back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm supposed to get half the pot, and I think what my
I'm sorry, you're supposed to win $1,500.
Like, I should have won like I should have won somewhere 15.
Yeah, 1,500 wouldn't change.
Somewhere around 1,500.
Yeah.
Right, and I gave that up.
And do they show that on the screen that you sit there and say, let's go to the next hand and get you guys take your money back? Because I mean, that's I didn't rewatch it, so I don't know. Right.
But like knowing who's at I know three of the people at the table off the top of my head as far as remembering who was in that game.
Right.
That can vouch for that happening.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair.
So, again, anyone who knows me knows that I am the least greedy person, one of the least greediest persons they've ever met. Like, I buy rounds of drinks, I'll cover tabs, I give people their money back.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times there's a lot of players that will vouch like, after it's all said and done, if someone got crushed or lost a big hand to me or I sucked out, I literally come up to them and give them money.
Well, but they could also say you do that because you know you're going to win and you had all this information, so you got all this money, so of course you're just gonna like buy people's stuff and not give a shit,
Yeah, and like unfortunately, like what shouldn't have been too much to it is now so much to it that like it's so overwhelming that I can't think straight.